this again. Accio Niffler. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
And this is our spoiler talk for Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yes.
It's been a long road. A
lot of movies.
Harry Potter. We still got a whole nother video to go.
Yes.
We got to take all this stuff and rank them all.
That's coming soon.
Woo, that's gonna be hard. Yeah. Wow. So, Fantastic Beasts, the Crimes of Grindelwald. It's been building to this. Laura, what did you think? What are your initial thoughts of this movie?
Well, so the last one wasn't my favorite. And so I went in with medium expectations because I'm a pretty big Jude Law fan. I can't really think of anything I haven't liked him in. So I was looking forward to him as Dumbledore. And I figured it would be more, they would be bringing in more characters, yet still, some of the love with, and so I liked it better than Fantastic Beasts, but it still isn't my favorite overall. It was fun, but there were times where I'm like, okay, I get it. Come on.
So what about Newt? Did you feel at all like you connected with him more in this one?
Well, because we knew his personality better this time.
Yeah.
So I felt because we knew his personality better this time, it was easier to connect with him.
I definitely think so.
Also,
Ah.
I felt that he had, he communicated better in this one. He didn't seem as, he still had his, looking down like this that he does, but he connected with more people and he conversed with more people and it didn't feel as awkward.
I think the two things that warmed him up was like us meeting his older brother.
I think that might have been the best moment of my life.
Yeah.
And then his older brother's a hugger. And so at the beginning of the movie, the older brother forces a hug on Newt, and it's kind of funny.
And Newt's like stiff.
But then at the end, when all the stuff goes down, Newt actually hugs his brother. And so,
his father just lost the woman he loved.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, it's that kind of thing that endears you to Newt a little bit more. It's like one of those things that warmed us up to him. And then I also like, when he's sitting there talking with Jacob about how to talk to him, well, what should I say? Shall I say her eyes are like a salamander's? Yeah. And Jacob's like, no. Don't talk about salamanders. Just say you missed her or something.
Yes.
Like that kind of stuff. I think where Jacob and Newt are talking and Newt is hugging his brother, things like that, like brought the connection that I don't think
we had originally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I like that better.
Yes. Jacob was great again.
Yes, I love Jacob back.
Yes,
that was awesome.
I mean, they kind of the way they brought him back, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that only takes away the bad stuff," and
I didn't
really
rain
have
taking away
bad memories, so
yeah.
I remembered, and I'm like, okay.
Well, it's funny because
why didn't he reach out if he remembered?
It was kind of a cheap way to kind of bring him back in, but at the same time, did we really want to spend a ton of time with that?
No, and actually, I could see how he could remember like the good things because how else would he have created all those characters and those creatures in his mind?
At the very least, it was a subconscious level.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when oh my gosh, Queenie. I almost called her Claire. When Queenie comes back, I figured she probably had a way of reminding him about what happened as well.
Well, it looks like at the very end of the first movie where she shows up, it's like something was triggered.
There's something that clicks like, hey, I know you. And then she gets really excited because he's obviously thinking that she's the most beautiful woman.
Because, she put him under that spell.
Yes.
To, say that he was in love with her, even though he was in love with her. But, he didn't want to...
he just didn't want to marry her because
it's illegal.
It's illegal. He didn't want to start a family with somebody where she could
go
be
to prison and the kids could be in trouble and all. Like, I understand exactly where it's coming from. And I kind of get why she did that little spell on him so to say he was engaged. But it's because he was under that spell and he's like, well, I... says it erased your bad memories and I had only good memories. And it's like... Did you say that because you're under a spell? And then I'm wondering, okay... Well,
no, it was true because after he was out of the spell, he's like, oh, I knew. Good to see you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah, that's right. Had to chase her out the door.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I don't know. Like, that was... The Queenie Jacob thing to me made more sense than the Newt and Tina thing.
Their chemistry is way better.
Yes, way. Like, it's just, it's probably Jacob. Like, just,
I
just love that character. So, like, whenever he's on screen, he just lights it up. Like, when he meets Thaddeus Lovejoy, who makes the diamond for the book.
What?
What's his name?
Nicholas Flamel? The diamond for of the book?
I don't know.
Oh, they made it like a red glowing diamond, though. That's what it looked like in the safe. You see it for a second.
The Philosopher's Stone, the
Yes.
Sorcerer's Stone.
Depending on which version of the book.
Some of these Harry Potter names just throw me for a loop. So rather than just like saying at least something close, I just grab the first thing that goes through my head. But the whole Jacob, like it's in the trailer, so there's not much to add to it. But Jacob and Nicholas Flamel was actually pretty hilarious and tragic. The crystal ball where Nicholas Flamel's looking in there and he sees like
and
the
he actually
ending of the movie.
sees what's happening.
Yes.
And like, he's like, oh, there's going to be death.
But Jacob runs out the door because he sees Queenie at the Lestrange
and so he
tomb.
goes no matter what.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
What did you think of all the stuff with the Lestrange family? That was like interesting and incredibly confusing and the way they took Credence and were trying to say that he was a Lestrange until the reveal at the end and
That he's a Dumbledore.
We'll get to the Dumbledore part, and that was a really weird
I have a
reveal.
theory.
She has a theory. Did you look it up?
I looked up to make sure because I was certain Dumbledore only had a brother and a sister, so I just looked up to confirm that, and I have a theory on who he could be.
Well, then we will dive into that theory in just a little bit. But the whole thing, first off, the whole ship sinking, I'm positive that was the Titanic.
Oh yeah,
They
If
never
it
gave
wasn't
us a
the
shot.
Titanic, I would be surprised.
Yeah, we never got a shot, so we never saw confirmation. But holy cow, everything in that whole ship sinking thing just screams Titanic. But to me, it was like, so help me sort this out. So we think, before we get to the Dumbledore reveal, that Credence is a Lestrange.
Yes.
So Lita Lestrange, in this tomb, in an emotional reveal, reveals that she killed her Lestrange brother, so Credence can't be that because her little brother was on the, we're just going to say Titanic with them, and was crying incessantly.
Yes.
And so as the ship is going down,
I don't think she knew the ship was going down at that time.
She probably didn't because it was before all the bad stuff happens, before Leo DiCaprio's on the door and all that stuff.
I'll never let go.
Before we get to all of that, as she's just annoyed with the crying, and so she takes her biological half-brother and trades places with the baby in the crib.
That's just across the hall.
Before you even get to the biological half-brother, you have to do the one thing where you got the one half-brother whose mother was put under the Imperio curse and seduced by the other guy, which then made Lita Lestrange, and then, she died giving birth to Lita, and then that guy married another woman and gave birth to the one that is supposedly Credence.
Which isn't Credence, because Credence went down in the...
My brain
Titanic.
hurts. Take it from here, Laura. My brain hurts just going
really,
over that.
We do not know who Credence's biological parents are, because...
The switch of the babies.
It was a baby in the hallway across from the Lestranges on the Titanic.
Yes.
And so Grindelwald tells us that he's a Dumbledore. And I don't like believing that, personally.
It's kind of a lot of brain work to get there of the mixed families, still pure blood magics, which leads to a half-brother and a half-sister who are the last of their lines that are pure blood, but Credence might actually be the last in that line, but it turns out he can't possibly be because of the switch in the baby bonnets.
Yes, and so we find out that, Grindelwald reveals that he is Aurelius, I'm going to say that wrong again, Aurelius Dumbledore, and you go, but because he's given he has a phoenix, and earlier Dumbledore talks about, how a phoenix comes to a Dumbledore when their need is great. And so all of a sudden at the end of this, you see him with a phoenix, which is a sign of a Dumbledore.
Right.
And so I don't think he is Albus's brother. I think he is Albus's cousin. So I think his dad, I barely remember this because it's so little, but his dad had a sister. Is it possible that she had a kid and she didn't change her last name or she gave him the Dumbledore name because the husband disappeared? I don't know. So I have a theory, and there might have been other family members of her dad too. I don't remember the dad at all, just what he did. And so that's why I'm thinking it could be a cousin or somebody else along that line. Or who knows, his dad might have had a bastard son.
That whole thing is kind of interesting because there's so many directions they could go with that. He could be a cousin or something, and so that can make a lot of sense. It makes sense out of why Grindelwald was so desperate to find him, even in the first movie, to find the child that was this obscurial and trying to figure out who can contain all of this power and why Credence would be such a key. And what I can't figure out, though, is it seems like he knew about the baby switching. How in the world?
How would he have
How
known?
in the world? I mean, yeah, magic, whatever. And he's got the, the
That's
powerful
why
one. But
the other option is he's lied to him before. He lied to him when he was Graves. So who's to say he's not lying to him now? Because he says this is the only person who can get to Dumbledore and Hogwarts and kill him.
That's another theory.
So he might be lying to him in hopes that it will make him turn against Dumbledore. The only thing that's weird is the Phoenix. At the end, I don't know how.
Because it did the fire thing. It grew from the little baby to the big fiery wing thing. So, I mean, that should be like our big sign because
he's a
of everything they
Dumbledore.
said that he is a Dumbledore, and that's just part of the Dumbledore line.
But maybe there's a different way to get Phoenixes and Grindelwald. And those. It's just we just don't know.
Yeah,
so
we don't know.
It leaves us at that cliffhanger.
Now, do you find that interesting? Like, is all of this a positive to you, or are you kind of like, man?
I don't know. If they try to make him his brother, I will be irritated as
Right.
all else.
Because we met
he
his
is
brother.
not his brother. Because it says, I mean, because then they're rewriting the Harry Potter books. And why would they just exclude this other brother in the Harry Potter books? And that would just be, don't destroy your source material.
That's right. And J.K. Rowling's actually writing these
She's
screenplays.
helping with these. So my guess is
yeah.
there's some twist somewhere that she already has prepared.
Yes, but she is pretty good at having twists prepared ahead of time that filmmakers in the Harry Potter franchise kept ignoring.
Yes.
Like, the whole mirror.
Yeah, don't need to go there right now. But the next one doesn't come out till 2020, so we have
man.
quite some time to figure out what's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything we missed. I mean, okay, the one thing that kind of got me, Jacob. Hilarious. I love that guy. But both this movie and the first movie, he's got all the funny stuff and all the heart.
Yes.
Because it was the most heart-wrenching thing, period, in the first movie was Jacob having to step out into the rain and lose his memory. Like, that was the most heart-wrenching scene. This one, to me, the most heart-wrenching scene was when Queenie turned against everybody.
Oh, and was trying to get him to go with her, and he's like, no.
And
then he called her crazy.
well, because she was being crazy. She was joining Grindelwald.
And I'm like, why would you call her crazy? That's what made her turn away from you last time.
I guess, but this time she was crazy.
Yeah, it was just...
But then
he loves her so much.
He was so heartbroken that the blue fiery dragon or white fiery
He just kind
dragon...
of walked out and looked, and he's like, well, so be it. He just kind of looked, whatever. It is what it is.
Well, I gave it a B+, because I enjoyed it. I don't feel like I have to see it again on the big screen, but I could own it. Like, I could add it to the collection. So where are you with that?
I don't feel like I have to own it. I
Okay.
think I want to see where the series goes before that, because we don't own the first one. And
True.
I don't feel like I need to. I enjoyed it. I would watch it again on TV or Netflix, but I don't think I'd pay for it again in the theaters. I'd probably give it... It's in the B range somewhere.
How about just a B?
Yeah, I guess I'll
Total.
stick with the B. I went in expecting a B movie, assuming I was going to get a C, hoping I'd get an A. Because I was really hoping like Jude Law and Johnny Depp would like up it.
Did they up it for you at all?
I enjoyed it better than
Oh my gosh, the blood covenant they made with each other. We got to talk about the blood covenant, the little jewel that he wore.
Yes.
He made a blood
That the
covenant,
Niffler
so that's why
stole.
he couldn't, move against him. The Niffler stole it and brought it to, Dumbledore.
Which is why he wanted Newt to go against him for him.
I guess that's all there is to say about that.
Yeah.
Other than it's kind of interesting
We'll
because...
see. I bet the blood covenant can't get broken until the 5th book.
Right.
And when it gets broken in the 5th book, that's
you mean
when
the fifth movie?
Yes, I do, actually. And I bet that's when he can fight, and then we hear about the battle that we hear about in the Harry Potter books.
Ooh.
So it better be...
Epic. Well, we're looking forward to that epicness. Yes. What did you think of this movie? What grade would you give it? Be sure to let us know in the comments. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button and become a Durbanian, and hit the bell by the subscribe button so you're notified for our next spoiler talk, movie review, ranking
Our
video.
ranking that's going to come out on all the Harry Potter
Oh
movies
my gosh.
and the Fantastic Beasts
Yes. And I'm going to try to get that out early because Thanksgiving and all that stuff. I'm going to try to do it as a premiere so we can have an awesome live conversation with it. All that fun stuff. It's going to be a good time. Yes. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you're notified for all of that. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
Thanks for checking out Durbania.